two of their number would have been hugely interested in the first semi-final. Kevin Ball and Paul Hardiman came to Sunderland from Portsmouth. They're a side strong in midfield, where they have both youth and experience, the latter quality personified by their captain, Paul Bracewell. And there's a nice contrast in styles between the front two. David Stringer, the Norwich City manager, as 3 years ago in the semi-final at Villa Park, loses key players David Phillips and Ian Crook, and the suspended Darren Beckford. But Robert Fleck plays after recovering from 2 broken ribs in under 3 weeks, courtesy of what looks like a space capsule, but the treatment is brought on by the use of 100% oxygen. Well, they've tried a number of different permutations during the course of this season, and this is the one they're going to use today, with Ian Culverhouse as the spare man playing at the back, and they tend to play 3 up front. Now the mark, Bowen. Norman changes his mind and came up with the right decision in the end. Chris Sutton's header. Thought about coming out, decided to hold his ground and palm the ball away for the first corner, which Fox takes.
What the decision was. Stops a lot of frustration, I feel.
Skipper has placed the ball, Paul Bracewell. Armstrong with a bit of space. Byrne is in the inside right position. Look for the early ball. And Mark Walton. He's got the better of Rogan. Can he get the cross? That's a corner. He's got plenty of pace and no question about bravery. 5 forwards. And it was Rogan's head. And this is 1 against 1 for a moment. No support. Now it's arriving. Bracewell and Rush and Atkinson and Davenport far side. Positive run by Rush. This is Atkinson and this is Byrne. He's done it again, Byrne. Scored in every round so far, and that really was a very, very well made goal. At the start he was on his own, but he got a lot of support coming through. Lovely ball by Rush. The linesman looked, Atkinson got his cross in, and Byrne scores with his head, which he says he doesn't do too often, and Sunderland have the lead.
Well, 34 minutes before we had to wait for the first goal. A few of the Sunderland supporters just a little bit exuberant at the moment and have to be pushed back onto the terraces. But a marvellous goal.
Can't believe, although they may have got you. Actually, left-sided player, Mark Bowen. It's a nasty flighty ball to the back post. Fox has gone across to take. Norwich City supporters trying to lift their side for a strike back before the interval. A lot of curl on that. Newman couldn't get to it cleanly. And Rogan just bangs it away. And here's Sutton. Good first touch. And then he was challenged. Goal kick. The youngster had an opportunity. Bided his time well, Anton Rogan. After his injudicious challenge right at the beginning of the match, he's been solidity itself. Fox. Just a hint, though, that Norwich are beginning to work a way back into the side. Here's Sutton! But the chances have come to the youngster. And on this occasion, he hasn't been able to take them. Against Notts County he did, against Southampton he did in the previous rounds, but he couldn't keep that one down. Block. Excellent block by Davenport waiting. Wasn't that much on, they're all a bit tight on the near post, needed somebody wide. Hardiman. And Rush is wide here, but Woodthorpe in the way. Fox. Nice little layoff to Goss. They are beginning to play Norwich. Atkinson ends that one. It was a mistake by young Sutton. And now it's 3-on-1. Devonport in possession, Byrne waits for the cross. And the cross isn't a good one, it came slightly off the defender. Offside against Atkinson. And it was Rogan who conceded the corner and got Tony Norman off the hook after that poor throw. Fleck again is the solitary figure in the 6-yard area. It's hit to the back. Won by Butterworth. Away by Rush. Byrne gets the better of Woodthorpe. He's got Atkinson up with him. Rush. No way through there. And they're queuing up, and it's a miss. And somehow it's off the line. Bennett is wide. Needed a cool head. And the opportunity fell to the man who hasn't been on that long. It's not his strongest suit anyway. Devonport found a lot of space when he shouldn't. They were queuing up here. Header from Woodthorpe wasn't a good one. It's flicked out. And finally Bennett puts it into the crowd.
I think Gary...
And he put it dead straight. Either side, I don't think Mark Walton would have had much of a chance.
No, Peter Devonport's left foot was never one of his favourites. But what a great opportunity there. I think he didn't realise how...
And Sunderland survive, and I think that's the right word. The nerves are certainly jangling. Such. Good idea. Paulson forward. Bowen. Woodthorpe. Up and under. Which Kay heads straight back across the face of his goal. And the free kick has been given. No way a goal would be allowed if the early free kick produced one. Fleck and Fox. Fox might just change the angle, tries. And pulls it round. Away from Rogan. Such is up. Bowen to chase. That's the first time we've seen the real Robert Fleck. Really got away well on the left, but no one could get to the cross. Taken quickly, and the referee again says, I will decide. So they get another chance, because really that first one didn't work. Debate between Newman and Bowen as Sunderland line up their wall, and we move into the last minute of the match. Newman left alone with the ball, and he flicks it up to Bowen. Good save! Oh, it looked for a second as though it was going past him. But he got the hands down to grab it out of the mud. Just pulled like Bob Stokoe. Came late to the challenge. Stokoe was in November of the season. He took them there. Crosby even later in December. Desperation for the final whistle. Fox, if he can collect, and he can't. Mr. Midgley has allowed a minute. Byrne has scored it, and Sunderland are through to the FA Cup final. And the face was wreathed in smiles before it was covered in embrace. The second division side have made it to the delight of their mass ranks of red and white. They don't know whether to laugh or whether to cry. It's that sort of feeling. 34th minute goal from the best move of the match. Not a classic by any stretch of the imagination, but had the usual fervour and emotion that is always produced in an FA Cup semi-final. And Norwich City once again go away as losers at the final fence. John Byrne sealed their fate, and Malcolm Crosby, still officially the caretaker manager, will lead his team out at Wembley and can go off